From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, March the 29th, 2017. A Palestinian woman tried to stab Israeli border police officers in Jerusalem this afternoon. The terrorist, identified by the Palestinian Health Ministry as 49-year-old Siham Ratib Namir from East Jerusalem, was said to have approached 3 officers stationed at the Damascus Gate in the Old City and then attempted to stab them with a pair of scissors. She was shot by security forces at the scene and was pronounced dead. None of the officers were injured. U.S. Special Representative Jason Greenblatt met last night with Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas in Jordan. Greenblatt is in Jordan as an observer of the annual Arab League Summit. Abbas's spokesperson Nabil Abu Radene called the sit-down between the Palestinian leader and U.S. envoy a follow-up meeting to exchange ideas. Greenblatt wrote on Twitter that he had a very positive meeting with President Abbas, noting continued discussion on how to make tangible progress on peace between Israelis and Palestinians. Israel's mission to the United Nations, together with the World Jewish Congress, is hosting a conference today at the UN aimed at combating the BDS, boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement, which seeks to delegitimize the State of Israel. Thousands of students, dignitaries, diplomats, and other officials were in attendance today at the Ambassadors Against BDS Summit, including U.S. Ambassador to the UN Nikki Haley. She called BDS efforts extensions of an ancient hatred.
Know that the United States has Israel's back. And know that you now have a friend and a fighter in the UN to help you. Thank you very much. God bless. Thank you.
Israel's ambassador to the UN, Danny Danon, addressed the gathering as well, thanking Haley and the U.S. for its support and vowing not to be silent. Danon tweeted from the event, "We're here today with a simple message for those who seek to harm the Jewish state. We will keep fighting until we eliminate BDS completely." And speaking ahead of the summit, World Jewish Congress President Ronald Lauder said that BDS must be exposed for the fraud that it is. Lauder said this is undeniably anti-Semitic and it must never become acceptable. Israel and Nicaragua announced today that they have renewed diplomatic relations. Ties between the two countries had been suspended in 2010 after the Mavi Marmara incident, in which a Turkish ship tried to breach Israel's blockade of Gaza. When Israeli naval commandos boarded that ship, they were attacked by those on board, and 9 Turkish citizens were killed in the clashes that ensued. After which Nicaraguan President Daniel Ortega joined several countries in breaking ties with Israel. But today, Israel's foreign ministry said that both governments view very favorably the reestablishment of ties with the aim of advancing joint cooperation for the advancement of both nations and to contribute to the struggle to achieve peace in the world. Turning to some medical news, Ynet reports that scientists in Israel have developed a blood test to diagnose lung cancer. The test is able to diagnose the disease long before it spreads in the body. CEO of Nucleix, Dr. Elon Ganor, who led the 8-year-long research, told Ynet, "We dreamed of making a significant contribution to humanity and saving lives, and we are convinced that this test will indeed save hundreds of thousands of people every year worldwide." 78 families from Ukraine landed in Israel yesterday, ready to make it their new home. The Olim, or new immigrants, were living as refugees in Ukraine. Their so-called Freedom Flight was organized by the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, led by Rabbi Yechiel Eckstein, who noted the upcoming celebration of Passover. Eckstein said the holiday of freedom that we will all celebrate soon is a significant expression of the concept of freedom that the Olim will feel in Israel for the first time. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Wednesday, March the 29th. At 7 o'clock, it's From the Aleph Bet. At 7:30, U.S. Vice President Mike Pence speaks about America's fundamental commitment to the future, security, and well-being of the State of Israel from the 2017 AIPAC National Policy Conference in Washington. At 8, President of Mechon Hadar Shai Held talks about the work of Abraham Joshua Heschel and Chaim Soloveitchik in a program of Limud 2017 from Princeton, New Jersey. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with conservative activist Herb London, who is from the London Center for Policy, talking about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and the Trump presidency on L'chaim. At 10, former New York Times Jerusalem's Jody Redorin talks about her 15 years covering the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, it's Thinking Out Loud with Micah Halpern. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, March the 29th, 2017. I'm Teisha Bader.